So what happens after you're arrested for a first-time DWI in Texas is you'll first have to make bond. That can be done several different ways, sometimes by pretrial release, an agency that charges a small fee around $40 or so, and then they supervise your release and you don't have to pay anything else. Sometimes you get your release just on a personal bond, so just on your promise to appear. Sometimes a bond is set that you'll have to either pay that in cash or hire a bondsperson who generally charges 10 to 20% of that face amount to make the bond. Then you'll be given an initial court appearance. Now, if you've hired an attorney, the attorney can frequently get you excused from that first court appearance because the judge is normally just wanting to find out if you've retained an attorney or if you're going to need court-appointed counsel. So if you haven't retained an attorney, then you will have to appear at that court date. When you hire our firm, then we get you excused from that initial court appearance. We demand discovery from the district attorney, so that obligates them to allow us to access all the materials that they have so that we can start investigating your case. Is it true that first-time offenders always get probation? Well, as a general rule, probation is likely the worst-case scenario, but that can depend on certain factors such as whether or not there was an accident, whether or not there was a very high alcohol test, breath, or blood, such as higher than 0.15. In these instances, probation is not always the worst case scenario. For a first-time DWI, certainly something else that is within the realm of possibilities are dismissal or a finding of not guilty or a reduction of the charge or something else that can ultimately be expunged or sealed from the record. So probation is likely the worst case scenario, usually with exceptions, but there can be even better results as well. If you blew under the legal limit, your DWI could be dismissed, but it could also be filed. You see, in Texas, intoxication is defined as 0.08 or greater, or not having the normal use of mental or physical faculties by reason of alcohol or controlled substance, drug, medication, anything else, any substance whatsoever. So your case could be dismissed, but likely it will be filed because the government will do one of two things. They'll contend that even though your test was below 0.08, that at the time of driving you were over 0.08, and it's just that by the time the test was taken, your body had metabolized enough alcohol to get below the legal limit. And they'll have what I call a pseudoscientist who will do what's called extrapolation, which is another word for wild guess, which some scientists will tell you shouldn't be done, to come up with a number that they'll say that you were at the time of driving that was over the legal limit. Or in spite of the test, they'll just claim that you did not have the normal use of mental or physical faculties by reason of alcohol, and they'll claim that people are intoxicated and don't have the normal use at levels below 0.08. So yeah, it could be dismissed, but more likely it'll be filed and you'll have to defend even though your case in your test was below 0.08. Is fighting a DWI worth the cost, even the first time? Absolutely, 100% yes it is, because a first-time DWI can cost you so much, not even talking about being on your record for the rest of your life. It can cost you $20,000 or more when you add up the fines, court costs, probation fees, driver's license surcharges, insurance increases, and everything else. It's incredibly expensive, plus possibly having that mark on your record against you for the rest of your life. It shows up every time anybody does a background check. You apply for a job, you apply for you try to get an apartment, anything else. So yes, it's worth it to invest in some good representation. Getting good representation can ultimately save you money in the long run, as well as possibly keeping a DWI off your record. If you're facing a DWI charge, call the Medlin Law Firm. We have combined experience of over 86 years. We'll take good care of you.